Okay, hello. So this is going to be a re-recording of the Cupid trap because I just rewatched it. That is impossible to hear. I am so sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to reread this, okay? Anyways. Sorry. Excuse me. Okay. Let's go. Ryan swung from a building. Let me start that again. Ryan swung from building to building around Gotham City, attempting to get a head start of any crime going around before she met up with her best friend to quote-unquote relax. They had decided, scratch that, Jason practically begged her to spend Valentine's Day with him since he didn't want to spend the night alone. At first, Ryan got scared thinking Jason was going to ask her on a date, but after clearing the air and saying it was just going to be two friends patrolling, her nerves eased. So when Ryan arrived at the building Jason had told her to meet him at, her heart stopped when she noticed the beautifully done romantic setting. She thought of a lot of things to do in that moment, but all she could do was look down at the candlelit picnic set on the roof. Was Jason going insane, or did he not get the hint that she would like someone else? Because it was going to be really awkward trying to explain to them that she liked his brother. When Ryan finally snapped out of it, she tried to reach for her phone, but her actions quickly stopped when a shadowy figure walked towards her. She quickly got into defensive mode, ready waiting for the person to attack her. But when the person came towards the candles, all she could do was blush in awkwardness and think that she decided to wear the mask with her spider suit. There he was, Dick Grayson, in all his glory, smirking down at her. He was wearing his Nightwing suit, his hair sticking to his forehead, making her assume that he had been patrolling longer than her. He walked painfully slowly towards her making her face go even redder, if that was even possible. All her body started to heat up, and all she could do was punch Jason in the face. All she wanted to do was punch Jason in the face. That asshole did get her hints and decided to set her up. If you wanted me to go out on a date with you, you could have just asked. I would have checked my schedule. Dick responded while sitting down on a blanket Jason had previously placed. He looked up at Ryan, who awkwardly stood far away from him, holding herself, not a word slipping from her lips. Come on, I don't bite, except if you want me to, but that would be later on, Dick said, tapping the spot next to him. Ryan walked slowly towards the blanket, sitting on the opposite side of where Dick was, which was painfully far away from him. She nervously played with her hands, trying not to look up at Dick, hating herself for doing so, and not taking the moment that Jason had set up for her. She literally had Dick Grayson beside her for a date, a Valentine's Day date. And she couldn't even slip one word out. It was driving her insane. Not everyone could say that they had a date with Dick and was taking it for granted. And she was taking it for granted. Okay then, why don't you take off your face so I can see your pretty face? Oh. Okay, why don't you take off your mask so I can see your pretty face? It makes you feel any better. I'll take mine off. You know me, I know you. You can trust me, Dick said, taking off his mask and shooting a quick, reassuring smile towards Ryan. Ryan slipped off her mask, placing it on the blanket. She quickly tried pushing the hair off of her face, but failed miserably. Let me help you, Dick said, scooting over to her, to the point that their knees were touching. He leaned towards her softly, moving her hair out of her face. When he was done, he slowly caressed her cheek and leaned away from her, but staying in the same position, not moving back to where he originally sat. "Thank you," she softly said, avoiding his eyes, feeling herself heat up again. "See, I started to miss your voice. You always talk to Jason, but you act all shy around me. You do know you can talk to me, right? Jason may say I'm a literal dick, but I swear I'm not," he said, trying to catch her eyes. She quickly shook her head and looked at him. "Jason doesn't talk bad about you. At least, with me, he doesn't," she said while playing with her hands. Dick smiled, making her laugh softly. "Thank you for defending him. For a second, I actually believed you," he said with a smile, making her chuckle louder. "I'm being serious. He says you're not that bad," she responded, covering her mouth, hiding her laughs. "From Jason, I'll take that as a compliment. But I might add that he talks wonders about you. I always wanted to get to know the lovely YN he always talks about." He nudged her side, grinning at her. "Come on, Dick, you've known me for years now," she responded, looking at him. "I've known Spider-Girl for years, not YN. I want to get you know. I want to get to know you, really," he said while serving in the glass cups of champagne Jason had placed in one of the baskets. He handed her one of the glasses while she mumbled a small thank you, trying to hide her blushing face. She had worked with Dick on many cases, occasionally patrolling together. It was rare. Jason knew that she liked Dick because she would quickly turn into a shy mess around him, and with her being a shy mess meant that she would screw up in the missions attempting to avoid Dick, so it was best for her just to avoid Dick as much as possible when patrolling, so both of them and the world would be safe. "Are your spider senses tingling right now?" Dick said, leaning towards her, which made her roll her eyes playfully. "It doesn't work like that," she responded while taking a sip of her drink. "Explain to me how it does work," he said, raising an eyebrow at her, which made her smirk a little. "I thought you wanted to get to know YN, not Spider-Girl." "I do, but now I'm curious on how your spider senses work. When I get you all blushy and giggling, do I activate something, aside from your shy mess?" he said, holding it in a chuckle while placing his drink down. "Actually, it only works when danger is near, so I can act on it," Ryan responded, finishing her drink and placing the glass down. "Well, that's a good thing then," Dick said, resting his hand on her next to hers. "Yeah, I guess," she responded, shrugging. "If I were to be a danger to you, your spider senses would be tingling, and they're not, so I'll take that as a good sign," he said. Before YN could answer back at how stupid that sounded, she went silent when she felt Dick hold her hand. He slowly traced circles on her hand while his eyes searched for her and rested on their hands. "Is this okay?" Dick asked, finally catching her eyes. She nodded softly, smiling at him. "Did Jason tell you?" YN asked, raising her eyebrow. "Did Jason tell me about what?" he said, acting like he didn't understand what she was saying. YN, not getting the memo, continued answering as if he didn't know, and tried to help him out. "You know, like my crush on you," she said. She mumbled, her face turning red once again. "Well, he didn't, but now you did," he said, smiling softly while YN covered her face with her other hand. "I just thought that he forced you to come here or something, because I didn't know you'd be here." It just took me by surprise," YN said, looking at Dick through her hand. "Hey, don't worry. I know you'd be here. I didn't know you'd be here. Jason had told me that about wanting to patrol together. If I would have known you were here, I would have worn my finest suit," Dick said, pulling her hand away from her face to see the two of them being inches away from each other. "Your disco Nightwing suit?" she asked, smirking ever so slightly. "I guess your shine is left, and I'm starting to get to know why Jason loves you so much," he said, playfully, rolling his eyes. YN quickly laughed, but her giggle stopped when she noticed the proximity they had with each other. Dick got even closer, making her close her eyes and lean towards him, but before she knew it, she felt his breath on hers. "I'll leave our first kiss to our second date, Spider Girl." And that is the end. I am so sorry for messing up so much. I need to get tested for dyslexia. It is 12:26, and that is a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like this video, please like and subscribe. And because I'll be posting stuff like this all the time. Okay, bye. Love you.